that one of the functions of education today should be to impart 21st century skills that are indispensable for participation, achievement, and competitiveness in the global economy. So educators means those who work in education sector or those who are specialists or scholars working to improve education system. Okay, so they believe that there are so many functions of education, like enlightening a person, removing the darkness of ignorance from a person, to make a person skilled, okay, to provide a person with knowledge, etc. There are so many functions, but now at present there is one more function for education. It is called 21st century skills, okay, and it should be imparted or delivered. Impart, delivered, or we can say disseminate, we can say spread, we can say provide, etc. So education should provide 21st century skills that are indispensable, we can say unavoidable, we can say inevitable for this word, which is too important to participate and to achieve from that participation and make you a competitive resource in global economy. Okay, beyond the assessment of reading, mathematics, and science, it is now necessary to train other essential skills that are in demand in the 21st century. So what are we doing in our schools and colleges? We are just dealing with our reading. Like, think about this subject, English. Do we have any scope for listening or speaking? Do we have?
No,
And
sir.
what
No, sir.
what do you think? Shouldn't we do some more activities on reading, on listening and speaking?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Because reading and writing has no visible application in our real life. Okay, how many of us write paragraphs in our real life, or how many of us write columns in English, isn't it? Or we don't read from English texts so much, but we listen to English when it comes to watching movies, watching any series, or when it comes to going abroad, you need English. Okay, when it comes to speaking with foreigners, you need English. So we are just doing the assessment of reading and writing. Two other skills, right, speaking and listening, are completely ignored, right? So on the other hand, we are doing mathematics and science. We are just dealing with subjects, but we are not learning anything that can make us dexterous in our real life. Okay, in our practical life, we cannot learn any skill from our books, right? So now it's necessary to train other essential skills. For example, it can be public speaking, it can be teamwork, it can be leadership, it can be risk-taking activities. Okay, the skills that are very demanded in our real life or our corporate life or business life. Okay, so in 21st century, um, it's not it's not how important or how valuable your result is in your academic life. It is, of course, about your real life skills. Okay, so this chapter is going to deal with those skills. All people, not just an elite few, need 21st century skills that will increase their ability, employability, and readiness for citizenship. So, a couple of years ago, it was thought that English is spoken or should be spoken by the elite people. Elite means aristocrats, the solvent or rich people in the society. Okay, so this view is called elitist view. Okay, in the 90s or before that, those who were elites in the society, they used to learn English, they used to learn computer. Okay, So those who could speak English fluently, it was generally thought that he is from an aristocratic society. But now the view is completely changed. Okay, it's not it's not regarded how much rich you are. Okay, from which background you are. It's not not for the rich people, or it's not the only position of the rich people right now. Okay, it's for all. Everybody should learn English. Everybody should learn public speaking. Everybody should learn um, computer operation, IT skills, etc. So all people need 21st century skills, and that are very important to increase their capability, their employability. Employable means you are eligible to be employed in a particular job or business. Okay, and then you get ready for citizenship. Citizenship requires some criteria. Okay, so requires some credentials that you need to achieve. Okay, so these skills will make you a resourceful citizen in a country or in a society. Okay, such skills include thinking critically and making the best use of the barrage of information that comes their way every day on the web, in the media, in homes, workplaces, and
Hmm.
everywhere else. So here we have a mistake in the sentence. Here we see every day. Okay. Here we have a serious mistake. So often we do this mistake. It's very common with the students and some educated people don't care about this. Let me show you. You see the blue underlining under this word every day?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay. So he visits us every day. It's wrong. So if I right click on the word here, it suggests the correction. So you see a gap between every and day. Why is it like this? So don't we have any word like every day without the gap? Yes, of course we have. Like he hates his. Now you see, you don't have any underlining down this word. He hates his everyday life. So let me highlight these two everydays. So he visits us every day. Every is modifying day, and together they are post modifying this verb every visits. It's an adverb. This every day is an adverb of frequency or adverb of time. When does or how often he visits us? Every day. Okay, but here this every day is modifying this noun. Every day is modifying this life, the noun. So every day is functioning as an adjective, obviously. So when it works as an adjective, there should be no gap between every and day. But when you see every and day are separated, then you should assume it to be an adverb. Okay, so you might be confused with the meaning, with the Bengali meaning. He visits us every day. সে আমাদের প্রতিদিন দেখে। হ্যাঁ, সে আমাদের সাথে প্রতিদিন দেখা করে। He hates his everyday life. রাস্তার পাশে বসে কে যেন ক্লাস করতেছে। মৌন, মৌন সাহেব। তুমি কি বাস স্ট্যান্ডে আছো নাকি? বুঝলাম না। এই বাসের প্যাপও শোনা যায় কেন? আহারে, ছেলেটা মাইক্রোফোন মিউট করতে ভুলে গেছে।
স্যার ভুলে গেছিলাম, সরি স্যার।
আচ্ছা স্যার, ইট ইজ ওকে, কোনো সমস্যা নাই স্যার। এ তো হইতেই পারে। অনলাইন ক্লাস, কত রকমের ইতিহাস হয় অনলাইন ক্লাসে। হাসো হাসো, সব মাইক্রোফোন অন করে নিয়ে হাসো না। বহুত দিন ধরে পোলাপানের হাসি শুনি না ক্লাসে। আমি একা একা বক বক করি। আচ্ছা, এরপরে যদি কোনোদিন হাসির কথা বলি তাহলে সবাই মিলে মাইক্রোফোন অন করে দিয়ে এরপরে হা হা করে হাসবা। ও করে উঠবা। আমাদের কলেজের মধ্যে আমরা যেমন ক্লাসের মধ্যে ও করে উঠতাম না, একটা নটরডেমের ট্রেডিশন, ওটা একদিন করবা, ঠিক আছে?
স্যার এর পিছে তো আরেকটা ট্রেডিশন আছে, তখন তো ফাদার এসে পড়তো, এখন তো ফাদার আসতে পারবে না।
না, ফাদার কি আর সব সময় আসে? ফাদার সব সময় আসে না। আর হ্যাঁ, অবশ্যই সেই জিনিসগুলো তো আমরা মানে কি বলবো, আর এটা তো খুবই বাজেভাবে মিস করি। আচ্ছা দেখো, হি হ্যাডস হিজ এভরিডে লাইফ। সো এই এভরিডেটা কিন্তু লাইফকে মডিফাই করছে, এবং এভরিডে মানেটা কি, সে তার প্রতিদিনের জীবনটাকে মিস খুব ঘৃণা করে, প্রতিদিনের বা প্রতিদিনকার, ঠিক আছে? সো এই ডিফারেন্সটা মনে রাখার জন্য আমি তোমাদেরকে সেন্টেন্স লিখে দিচ্ছি। ডু ইয়োর এভরিডে ওয়ার্কস এভরি ডে। জি, এটা একটু মনে রাখো। ডু ইয়োর এভরিডে ওয়ার্কস এভরি ডে। ওকে, এর মানেটা কি? প্রতিদিনের কাজ প্রতিদিন করো, প্রতিদিনের কাজ প্রতিদিন করো। তো তুমি যদি প্রতিদিন বোঝাতে চাও আমি প্রতিদিন এটা করি, প্রতিদিন ওটা করি, সেটা বোঝাতে গেলে আমরা বলি এভরি ডে, আলাদা আলাদা বলি। ওকে, ইন্টারেস্টিংলি এই দুটোরই সিনোনিম হবে ডেইলি। হি ভিজিটস আস ডেইলি বলতে পারি আমরা, আবার হি হেটস হিজ ডেইলি লাইফও আমরা বলতে পারি। সো ডেইলিটা একই সাথে অ্যাডজেক্টিভ অ্যাডভার্ব দুটো ভাবেই ইউজ হতে পারে, ঠিক আছে? It's quite interesting. Okay, so let's focus on this sentence again. Thinking critically. So what is critical thinking? Can you explain, Mr. Sadman, roll number 83? What do you think about critical thinking? What can be critical thinking? সাদমান মনে হয় শুনে নাই। ইউষা, ইউষা বলো। হ্যাঁ, তুমি মাইক্রোফোন অন করছো, তুমি বলো।
Yes, sir. Thinking critically basically means that we on a particular topic we think various sides of the topic, that how can we apply that, how can we manage that in different sides of a topic.
Brilliant, brilliant, excellent. Thank you, Yusha. Uh,
Welcome, sir.
so, thinking critically, I would like to add something to Yusha's definition. That thinking critically means you relate everything in your thought. When you are thinking on a particular topic, you are thinking from the background, the foreground, you are analyzing this, you are thinking about the aftermath of your decision, everything. You are relating everything you know with your thoughts. Okay, so it's not linear, or it's not that simple going or easygoing thought. You are making this complicated. So thinking critically, or critical thinking, is very very important in our life. Okay, in our real life, or in our corporate life or business. For every perspective you need to be able to think critically. Okay, and making the best use of the barrage of information. Now you have another word, barrage. Barrage means gateway. Okay, let me write the word here. Gateway, gateway or source. Okay, gateway or source. So barrage of information, we get information when we wake up in the morning till we go to bed at night. Okay, we get a lot of information. Hmm? So we get information from our family members, from our friends, from our colleagues, from social media, from print media, from electronic media, from books, from magazines, from other people's speaking, etc., etc. There are so many gateways of information out there, right? So you have to ensure the best use of the barrages, of those barrages or the sources of information that comes their way every day on the web, means internet, in the media, in homes, workplaces, and everywhere else. Okay, suppose internet is a very efficient form of gateway of information, right? So you can search for any information in Google, right? So you can use that in many ways. You can misuse it, you can use it, right? So you have to use those barrages of information that will make you skilled. Okay, suppose you were just watching dramas, or you were just watching some useless stuffs on YouTube, right? And someone else is watching uh, how to make a video, how to enrich your photography skill, how to do graphics stuffs, etc., etc. So definitely the second mentioned person will be more skilled than the first one, right? So you have to ensure the best use of those barrage of information. And the more information, the more knowledge you get, the more efficient you get and the perspective of critical thinking. Okay, critical thinking empowers people to assess the credibility, accuracy, and value of information. So you got an information, right? So how much credible or believable it is, how much accurate or correct or precise it is, and how much valuable it is. Suppose you got an information and you are thinking it over and over, you are just emphasizing unnecessarily, although the matter is not that important. Okay, it doesn't deserve so much importance, but you are giving it unnecessary importance because you cannot think critically. Okay, so critical thinking will empower you to judge how much important this information is to be analyzed. Okay, and now if you have critical thinking power, you can analyze and evaluate any information.
স্যার এই লাইনটা আবার একটু বলা যাবে?
Should I explain it in Bengali?
নো স্যার, আমার নেট প্রবলেম হয়েছে, স্যার আমি শুনতে পাইনি।
Okay, okay. So suppose you have got an information, okay? So after getting that information, you are just unnecessarily getting anxious, getting very much worried, although you should not be worried about that information, that because that is not that important, but you have failed to judge its credibility, its accuracy, and its value. Okay, so if you have critical thinking power, then you can judge very effectively how much credible or believable it is, how much correct that information is, and how much important or potential that information is. Okay, then you can analyze and evaluate information, make reasoned or logical decisions, and take purposeful action. So in our life, we have taken and we are taking and we will take so many wrong decisions, right? So a little wrong decision make your life, uh, what can I say, hazardous. Okay, they may bring about so many disasters in your life. Suppose you have got 10 lakhs taka and you have invested in the stock market. Okay, so you are saying that you have heard that there are so many profits, stock market business is so much profitable, people are making excessive profits there, with little investment they can earn so much profit, right? But and just believing that at once you have invested a lot of money, without considering the risks, without considering the aftermaths. You have invested everything you got, right? After a couple of months, you see that you are not seeing achieving any profit. Rather, you are counting the loss. Okay, so most of the people in stock market, especially in Bangladesh, they don't have critical thinking power. That's why they invest by selling their lands, by selling everything they got. Okay, so critical thinking can help you from every respect in your life. Okay, suppose you are getting into a relationship with a girl. Okay, you just put an emphasis on your emotion. Okay, you haven't thought about the reality, so sometimes it might bring about a loss in your life. Okay, so critical thinking is very important. Now, if you ask me, sir, how can I improve my critical thinking? I would suggest that you have to read a lot of books, not your textbooks. You can read so many novels. Either it can be Bengali or it can be from any language. Go through literature, okay? Then you have to watch movies. You have to enrich yourself. You have to gather knowledge from every barrage of information. Then you can and you have to learn from the loss, okay? Then it will make you very efficient in critical thinking. Okay, any confusion?
Sir, sir, you wrote
Sir,
us.
what's the meaning of assess?
Assess means to test, okay, to judge, okay? Assessment
Okay, sir.
means testing.
Okay, sir.
Sir, you wrote an example like do your everyday works every day. In that sentence, sir, which one is the adjective and which one is the adverb?
Okay, you tell me. You tell me. Uh,
So last
the
last every day I think is the adverb.
yes, you are right.
Is works, which is the verb. So is the first one is also an adverb?
Mm, which one is the verb in this sentence? We have only one verb in this sentence, and
What?
no.
Do.
What is verb?
Yes, sir, do.
Work can be verb. He works hard. It can be verb, but here works is not a verb. It's a noun. So how can it be modified by this every day? Adverb doesn't modify any noun, right?
Okay.
So it might be confusing, and a couple of days later you are gonna deal with modifiers. So relax, don't worry. This every day is pre-modifying this noun, so it's an adjective, right?
Okay.
But here, every day is modifying. Do your everyday works. When? So whenever you ask something using when, using how, okay, then it must be an adverb. Okay, adverb always modifies a verb. It can modify an adjective and it can modify itself. Okay, so you should detect whether it's an adjective or adverb. You have to emphasize on which part of a speech it's modifying. If it modifies a noun or pronoun, it must be an adjective. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Now, the next one. Solving complex multidisciplinary problems that all workers in every kind of workplace encounter routinely. So you need to be able to solve complicated, multifaceted, okay? Multidisciplinary means complicated, or we can write another substitute word for complex or multidisciplinary, that is intricate. Intricate or complicated, okay? Something that is not linear or simple. It has so many dimensions. So there are many problems in our life that are not that simple. If you solve a problem, a new problem might arise. Not one new problem. You solve a problem, and 3 or 4 or more than that, it may arise in your life, right? So these are our real problems in our life. So that all workers in every kind of workplace. So there are so many workplaces, so many there are news channels, there are banks, there are government offices, there are business centers, okay? There are so many workplaces, so many types of workplaces. So you have to face these types of complex or multidisciplinary problems. Suppose you do a job in a call center, okay? So your job is to give services to the people who call you, okay? Is that so? You have to face so many other problems beyond your expectations. So we do our teaching job. So we are supposed to teach our students. We are supposed to invigilate the exams. We have to make questions for exams. We have to check the scripts. This is our job only. But Is our job really limited to these responsibilities? Obviously not. We have to do some more activities. Okay, sometimes it gets so much problematic. So you have to be able to solve these multidisciplinary problems. You have to encounter them routinely or regularly. Some problems are expected, and some problems are beyond our imagination. Okay, the challenges workers face do not come in a multiple choice format and typically don't have a single right answer. So the challenges workers face. Challenge, what does that mean? We use this word quite often, right? This is a challenge for me. I challenge you. So what is challenge actually? Any idea? Any idea?
So problems.
Okay, problems. Then difficulties, stiffness, hardness.
Working restrictions.
No, no, not exactly. These are not restrictions. These are challenges, means difficulties or problems. Okay, difficulties or problems the workers face, which the workers face or encountered. They don't come in a multiple choice format. So what do we do when taking the multiple choice exam? We have 4 or 5 options given in the question, right? And we know that at least one question is correct and one option is correct, and the rest of the options are incorrect. Is our real life problems like this multiple choice format?
No.
Suppose, what can I say? You have a wife, okay? So your wife cannot adapt in your family, okay? She probably she might not be liking your parents, or she might not be liking your brothers and sisters and your relatives, okay? So she gives you an option: keep me or keep your family. Hmm? What are you gonna do then? Okay, are you gonna choose from the options like that, as you do in your MCQ exams? It's not like that. Okay, so in our real life, in your office or in your business, there will arise so many problems like this. That is called dilemma. Okay, there are so many problems. If you satisfy one party, another party gets dissatisfied. Okay, if you solve one problem, another problem automatically arises. Okay, so the workers,
So,
the challenges faced. Yes, sir, Chris.
স্যার ডাইলেমার শব্দটার সে একটু স্পেলিংটা লিখে দিবেন?
Sorry, 1L. This is the spelling. Okay,
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
it means problem in both the sides. Okay, in Bengali it's called Ubhay Sankot. Okay, so they don't come in a multiple choice format, and typically or naturally or usually they don't have a single right answer. There may be so many other right answers, and you have to consider all the aftermaths of the problem. Okay, nor can they be neatly categorized as math problems, for example, or passed off to someone at a higher pay grade. So here we have to observe another thing in this sentence: nor can they be. So you ask yourselves, why am I saying such type of question? Why isn't like this? Nor they can be. Rather, it says nor can they be. So can should be after this subject, but it's appearing before the subject. Why does this happen? Let me. So all of us know this very common and popular sentence: no sooner had the police arrived than the thief ran away. Okay, so we have memorized the structure. No sooner had plus then, no sooner had plus subject plus verb 3 plus than plus subject plus verb 2 plus extension. So we always read this structure combining these things, no sooner and had. But never have we asked our teachers, sir, why is this had coming before the police? Why isn't after the police? It's an auxiliary verb. So auxiliary verbs come before the subject when the question is the sentence is in question format, right? When it's an interrogative sentence, but it's not an interrogative. Even if it's not interrogative, we are saying this auxiliary verb just before the subject. Why? Because here we have the inversion of adverbs. Okay, so there are some adverbs like this: no sooner. I'm writing them down so you can copy. So we have such type of question in our textbook in couple of places. Like you can say the dream, this panda chapter. Okay. Here we have another sentence. Only if bamboo can move to new habitats at higher elevations will pandas stand a chance of survival. You see, will pandas stand? So here we don't have pandas will stand. Rather, it's will pandas stand. Let's say another place. Okay. Not for nothing in this chapter, water, water everywhere. Here it's written, not for nothing is it said that the other name of water is life. So not for nothing is it said, not it is said. So haven't you wondered about this sentence? We have another place, a very interesting chapter we have. So here, the dream chapter, okay? This, what is a dream? So we have dreams have fascinated philosophers for thousands of years, but only recently have dreams been subjected to. You see, only recently have dreams been. It's not like only recently dreams have been. So you see, this have verb is appearing before dreams. Why does this happen? Let's focus on some other sentence. No more will I stay here. We can write this in another alternative mode. I will not stay here anymore. No more will I stay here. Okay. So these are some adverbs, okay, which are called emphasizing adverbs. And the rule is if these adverbs come at the initial position of a sentence or at the beginning of a clause, you must think that these adverbs will emphasize on the verb. They will put a little more emphasis on the verb, on the meaning. That's why these adverbs take the auxiliary verbs with them before the subject. Okay, so no more will I stay here is more it emphasizes on a stronger, even stronger meaning than this sentence. Okay, I will not stay here anymore. In Bengali it can be said আমি এখানে আর থাকবো না, but the first one will mean আমি এখানে আর থাকবোই না. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
স্যার অ্যাডভার্বের নামটা যদি একটু লিখে দিতেন।
ওটার নাম জানাটা আমাদের জন্য জরুরি না স্যার, আপনি এইগুলো একটু জেনে রাখেন স্যার.
Sir,
ওকে স্যার।
sir,
Hmm.
can't we write the sentence in this order that I will stay here no more?
Yes, you can. Even you can write this sentence like, no sooner had the police. I believe that I haven't seen it before. The police had no sooner come than the thief ran away. এই সেন্টেন্সটাকে আমরা এভাবে দেখেছি কখনো? The police had no sooner come than the thief ran away.
No, sir.
It's a correct sentence as well. But এটা correct হলেও এই সেন্টেন্সটা বেশি পপুলারলি ইউজ হয় এবং এটা একটু বেশি কমন, এবং একই সাথে এটার মানে যেহেতু এমফাসাইজিং অ্যাডভার্ব আমি ইউজ করেছি, এখান থেকে যতগুলো অ্যাডভার্ব রয়েছে, যেমন আমি ওখানে কখনো যাইনি, I haven't been there. Before. অথবা এই কথাটাকে আমি যদি এভাবে লিখাই, never have I been there before. আমি ওখানে কখনো যাইনি বা থাকিনি, never have I been there before. এর মানেটা কি? আমি ওখানে কখনোই যাইনি, মানে কি কথাটাকে আরো বেশি জোর দিয়ে বলা হয়েছে, সেজন্য নেভার দিয়ে কথাটা উল্লেখ করা হয়েছে। কথাটা বোঝা গেল? সো একটু বেশি এমফেসিস যখন আসে, সো আমি আজকে আর কথাটা বাড়াচ্ছি না, মোটামুটি আমরা এই চ্যাপ্টারে যতটুকু পড়েছি ইনশাআল্লাহ আমরা ছুটির নোটিশ তো তোমরা পেয়ে গিয়েছো।
Yes, sir.
সো আবার খুলবে আমাদের ইনশাআল্লাহ 1 তারিখে। সো ওটা পড়ানো শুরু করে, এই যে দেখো এখন একজন অ্যাডমিট হতে যাচ্ছে, তাকে আমরা কি করতে পারি? নেব? নিয়ে নেই? আমরাই তো।
Yes, sir.
স্যার শেষ দিন তো।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, সবাই এবার একটু হো করো। থাক থাক থাক, না হয় না হয় না হয় না হয় না, বাদ দাও।
আগের মতো হয় না। হবে স্যার,
ক্লাসের ফিল পাওয়া যায় না স্যার।
না না, সবচেয়ে থাক, একদম মানে ইয়ে হয়ে গেল জিনিসটা, হচ্ছে যে আসলে নেটওয়ার্ক প্লাস নয়েজ সবকিছুর কারণে এই জিনিসটা এখানে আসলে পসিবল না, যেটা
না
আমরা
স্যার, কেউ
দেখলাম
স্যার
এইমাত্র।
কেউ স্যার বাসি টাইপ কিছু বাজানোর চেষ্টা করতেছে আমার মনে হয় মাঝখানে।
থাক, বাদ দেই, সেই জিনিস এখন আর হবে না আসলে। যেটা আমাদের বাস্তবে হওয়ার কথা সেই জিনিসটাই হচ্ছে না, এগুলো দিয়ে আর কি বলা। সো ভালো থেকো সবাই, ছুটিতে সবাই নিরাপদ থাকো, সুস্থ থাকো। তোমরা স্টুডেন্ট মানুষ, তোমরা স্কুল কলেজে আসলেই করোনায় ধরবে, এছাড়া তোমাদের কোথাও করোনা ধরে না সাধারণত। আমি যতটুকু দেখলাম, আমরা কক্সবাজার যাই, আমরা অনেক জায়গায় যাই, সেখানে করোনা নাই, স্কুল কলেজে
সারা জায়গায় ঘুরতে যায়।
সেন্সর আছে করোনার। এই ভাইরাসটা হচ্ছে সেন্সর যুক্ত ভাইরাস আর কি।
না স্যার, আসলে স্যার
ট্রেন পেলেই ধরে।
মানে কক্সবাজার গেলে যদি করোনা যায়, ওটা হচ্ছে কি আমরা নিজ দায়িত্বে, মানে নিজ দায়িত্বে, আমাদের কোনো সমস্যা নেই। আর কলেজে গিয়ে যদি করোনায় একবার আক্রান্ত হয়েছে, কলেজের দোষ, কলেজে এই করছে ওই করছে আর কি, এরকম।
এক্স্যাক্টলি এক্স্যাক্টলি, খুবই মানে দুষ্ট ভাইরাস আসছে একটা। ঠিক আছে, তাহলে আমরা আজকে এ পর্যন্তই রাখি। ভালো থাকবে সবাই।
জি স্যার।
ঠিক আছে, থ্যাংক ইউ,
দোয়া করেন স্যার।
হ্যাভ এ গুড
Okay.
ভ্যাকেশন।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম
ওকে আপনাকেও স্যার।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার। গুড বাই স্যার।